Thank you, Maya. Is there any other formalities now?
Yes.
Can I start?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. So, a very warm good afternoon to one and all. Very happy to be with esteemed teachers from different parts of the country. I don't know if there is somebody from outside also. Very happy to be with you with the topic helping students managing stress, burnout, and academic pressure. My simple first question would be, now who is facing more stress? Is it the students, teachers, or parents, or the management of education institutions? Who is facing more stress today? And what could be the reasons? So before we go to the topic, my request would be have an open mind. Let us share and grow without any kind of prejudice. Let us approach the topic. As I understand from the FTP brochure, most of the topics you would be discussing would be something directly connected to engineering subjects or the teaching in the classroom. But few topics are there, of course, that is concerned with the student as a person, addressing their emotional world, addressing the behavioral issues, and addressing the student as a whole. So I'm not from the engineering background. I have not studied in the engineering college. I had been to different colleges for interactions with students and faculties. And I had been a counselor for the last 40 plus years, along with my training career. Counseling is not my profession as such, but a passion. And I invest more time on that without taking any remuneration. Whatever I have learned and taught in the training halls, the counseling sessions have taught me much more about life. There, people are more open. They communicate with us freely. They interact with us freely. So, do you see the picture? And what is the thought that comes to your mind? Is it mere imagination? Or nowadays, people have started taking children along with their pets with similar kind of chains wrapped around their neck. I have seen a lot of photographs like this. The essence is our world is very fast moving towards a global market or already moved to the global market from the global family concept. The family and markets both exist on different value systems. Family love is everything. Cooperation is the key word. But look at the market. In the market, profit is everything, and competition is the key word. When we move away from the global family to the global market, I believe the greatest casualty is love and relationship. In market, they say if some product is not giving us profit, they say kill the product. But in the family, if somebody is ill or somebody get old, others say let us take care of. That is the core difference. Without love and relationship, market can exist, but family cannot. And man as a holistic being We have the emotional world, we have the intellectual world, we have relationship, we have emotions, which are not addressed in the market concept. We cannot see that in the market. And education also is changing along with that. When the world has adopted technology with the invention of internet, every knowledge anybody can access. We just need an internet connection, and all of us can equally access to any knowledge. Only the initial time could be different. Okay, the first person to have access to a particular knowledge. But after that, it is for everybody. Maybe sometimes we have to pay sufficiently, maybe in dollars, in euros, we have to pay and access the knowledge. And education also. Earlier, it was teacher and college, the only source of knowledge. We go to the institution, we go to the school, we go to the college to acquire knowledge. Teacher is the expert in providing that knowledge. We first directly hear from the teacher. We learn from the teacher. And learning, most of the time, learning happens in the classroom. Outside the classroom, it is all play or general knowledge. And teacher is the knowledge provider. But the world has changed a lot. Now students have easy access to knowledge if they need. And students are early adopters of technology. Maybe most of the institutions, we have smarter children than the teachers. They have access to different type of technology, which the teacher is not sometimes aware of. And from a very early age, now schools have adopted this technology. School children are using computers. Using computers means they have access to unlimited knowledge provided by the internet. And now learning can happen online. That shows anywhere you can access the knowledge. Now the core question is, what will be the teacher's role? In this scenario, they are not dependent on the teacher. And teacher has to justify himself or herself. What is the role of the teacher? That is an important question. Just see the earlier times and present times, the things have changed a lot. And what is the present role of the teacher? The teacher is no more a knowledge provider. Even we cannot call them as the facilitators of knowledge. Without the intermediaryship of the teacher, the children can have access to knowledge. What is the role of the teacher? And in the changing world of the students, they live in a rapidly changing world. Constant exposure to technology and digital world is an everyday norm. Everything new happens wherever, whenever the children have access to that. The student have access to that. And they are aware of the global opportunities. At a very early age, they start earning. And that is big amount, big money they are earning. Even school children started talking about crores. No? They talk in terms of CR, 1 CR, 2 CR. If I had 2 CR, I would have bought this car. And they no more talk about BMWs or Benzes. They talk about higher end cars. How many crores? What is the price? And they don't know how many zeros they will have in the crore, no CR. And the competition has increased like anything. And the children are aware of that. From early age, even from the KG classes, kindergarten classes, the pressure is felt by the student, by the child. Pressure to perform. And even that is not enough. Everybody wants their children to be the first. Most of the parents want them to be the first. The competition is a keyword. It is not their talents or their interest or their capabilities. They want the children to be the first in the class, first among their peer group. And children are digitally connected, but the tragedy is emotionally isolated. The world that we are going to address today. They are digitally connected. I have maybe thousands of friends on the social platform, but I don't know the neighbor. I don't have a real friend to talk to me, to feel me, my emotions, to share something with me. But I get a number of shares, a number of likes. But finally, many people, many youngsters even I feel lonely. Nobody to understand me. Their friendship is in the social media, in the digital world, virtual world. The question is it real world or real experience that they are gaining? And it is not to blame the children or students, even adults. They are more into the virtual world, the digital world. And this poses a lot of uh, growing mental health challenges or concern among the learner group. Lot of challenges are there. People have started experiencing that. As we understand, some of the advanced countries like Finland, who are very advanced in educational field, they are going back from the smart classroom to the real people-oriented classrooms. But all these developments, on one side, provide a lot of opportunities, early access to knowledge. At the same time, this also leads to stress and burnout because they don't address the real emotional world of the students. This is the reality today. And now we must again, if we really want to address the issue of burnout of children, we have to see education as a people system rather than a mechanical system created for syllabus. I particularly use this word syllabus. We are not even addressing the subject as such, as a whole. Our classroom, especially in the school level, most of it is limited to the syllabus that they want to or we want to teach our students. Unfortunately, this syllabus is from the past, which may not help the children to live in the future. The future world is going to be different. And their learning, their education is sometimes limited to the syllabus. We have to reinvent and we have to address the education system as a people system, where one person or human being is interacting with another human being. We talk about social beings, and that is mostly now limited to the social media and social platforms. But we have to see the real world. We have to talk to real people. The real people's issues must be addressed. And we should learn to guide people. No more we can teach them lessons. We can challenge them, I will teach you a lesson. Okay. We can guide or provide opportunities for them to learn. We can inspire them to learn. But most of the time we cannot teach them. And how or when the student will take this guidance? Only when we establish a proper relationship. Without relationship or when you are not engaged with the child, the guidance will not be appreciated. Guidance will not be taken. Usually, when I ask children, what are the things you don't like the most? They will say the ABCD. I don't like the ABCD. Why ABCD? A for advice, B for blaming, C for comparison, and D for discounting. They don't like this ABCD. You ask the same question to parents or teachers, what do? They advise, they blame, they compare, and if the children is not available, they just discount them. We don't speak their language. We want the children to understand our language. Maybe I am 40 years old, 50 years old, 60 years old. I want the 12 years old, 15 years old, 20 years old to understand my world perfectly when we are not able to understand their world. Is it possible, or is it going to help them? To impress them with our knowledge, our expertise, or our experience, or to inspire them to live their world, their life, their future, is a choice for the teachers. Actually, for the earlier roles, the student don't require a teacher as such if we are performing only our earlier roles. But we can inspire them and we can help them to learn. We can guide them to explore. We can guide them to live in the future. We come from the past. Our experience is of the past. Even we don't know what is going to happen the next day, tomorrow, what will be the new invention, what is the new discoveries, what will be the new technologies, and how that is going to affect our life. We are not aware of. And we teach the old things to the new generations. And to create a change in this scenario and to claim the lead again, initially we have to believe in ourselves. We must start doing this for ourselves. We must stop making the children ambitious, making the children achievers. What is your ambition? Sometimes they will ask us, what you have achieved, what you want to achieve. What are the things that you learned today? For this, wind up your clock first. The teacher must be inspired. Only when the lamp is burning, it can light another lamp. Only when the teacher is inspired, the teacher can inspire the student. So let us wind up our clock first. Let us be inspired if we want to inspire them. For this, I believe, bring love to our job. And I am talking the language of our heart. It is not the language of the intellect. It is not knowledge alone that I am talking to. You connect with another person to share your world with them, your knowledge with them, your experience with them. That connect happens when there is love around us. You can love the subject. You can love your job. You can love your students. This language they will understand. Then you can be a taskmaster. Don't claim that I will be a taskmaster. I will not care who gets what, who learns what. It is not possible. And proficiency and professionalism to inspire and demonstrate. Frankly, are you a role model for your students? Am I a role model to my own children? This is a question we all must have asked. Do we learn every day for ourselves, or do we learn to teach? Do we learn new things every day? Do we explore the world further? Do you invent? Do you want to contribute? Do you want to achieve? These are the values we want our children to imbibe. Or we want to inculcate all these values in them. My simple question would be, are we role models to our students? Maybe the process is not in full swing now, but do you initiate the process to connect with the student, to understand the student, to address their needs, to understand their world? Do we take the initiative to connect with the students in our classrooms? Do we sponsor them this knowledge? It is not the payment I am talking about. We encourage them, we take them along with the new world of knowledge. We help them to explore the new world of knowledge. Do we do that? Then the learning can happen. If we inspire them, if we motivate them by becoming a role model, if we initiate the process, if we sponsor their journey, then we can call ourselves an educator or coach. And today's world demands from us a mixture of parent, a friend, a teacher, all in one. They are looking for that. By adolescents, when they reach adolescence, they start disliking their parents. Most of the children say, "Oh, my parents never understands me. They don't love me also." At that time, somebody will come and tell them, "I love you." They fall for that. We blame them. Why? Are we sharing that kind of feeling to the child? They live or they respond to their feelings. It is not the real world that I am talking about. Maybe the parents are the best lovers for them. But they say, the children say, no, they don't love me. They don't understand me. So they are looking for the mixture of parent, peer, teacher in the teacher. Sometimes we can be a friend. Sometimes we can love them as a parent. And sometimes we can facilitate their learning also. Initially, we have to start with the self-management of teacher. How much care do we give to ourselves? How much time do we spend for ourselves? I have limited access to your inputs now, but still I would request you to think, how much care do you give for yourself? Maybe you love your children, maybe you love your spouse. That is different. How much you love yourself? And how much time do you invest for yourself? Just think about that. We all know that physical body should be healthy. That is the primary thing. Do we all do exercise every day? Do we find time or do we say, I have no time? And when do you start exercising? Only when the cardiologist says. Do you invest some time for your hobbies? Do you invest some thinking in what you eat? Do we eat for taste or do we eat for health? Take care of yourself is an important thing. Why it is relevant? A stressed or exhausted teacher cannot effectively support stressed students. Do you agree? To understand their emotional world, our mind should be calm and clean. When we are more agitated, can we understand our students? Their world? If our world is too crowded, too noisy, do we listen to their messages? Students learn as much from a teacher's attitude and behavior as from their words. Do you agree? We can ask them to be ambitious. We can ask them to learn every day. We can ask them to complete all their work on time. Do we do that? Sometimes the children will ask that question also. They will dare to ask that question. Even otherwise, they know how much their parents or teachers do what they preach. This makes a lot of difference also. To take it as a command, they should see this practiced by their mentors. And self-awareness and emotional balance are essential for effective mentoring. This is the basic thing. And what do you mean by self-awareness? Recognize our own emotions, triggers, what prompt your actions, what motivates you, what helps you take initiatives, what are your strengths. We do a lot of SWOT analysis for our students, or we do train them. But what are your real strengths? Where do you want to improve for yourself? What limits your achievements? We have to think more about ourselves here. Because when we are inspired, it is easier to connect with our students and help them. And role-wise, we must reflect regularly on our interactions with students. What went wrong? Or what clicked? What helped? What did not help? Maybe sometimes we can also create some mistakes. We are also creating some mistakes. But do we realize that? But I'll promise you that the children always understand that. Maybe we will miss that, but they will never miss it. And be aware of personal biases and assumptions. Are we operating from our prejudices? Do we have an open mind when we interact with the children, the students? Do we listen to them properly? Or do we impose our prejudices on them? Be aware of our skills, styles, strategies. Whatever I am going to talk today, most of us are already aware of. Maybe we are aware. We know this. That is how we start. No, I know this, I know this. But do you practice this? That is the more important question. And continuous learning, is it for the student only or for the teacher too? Do we get updated every day? It is not only the subject I am talking about, or engineering, or maths, or physics, or chemistry. We understand, we learn about human beings. That was never taught in our classrooms. How to connect with another person. What are the secrets of interpersonal relations? How do you address your emotions? Why do I act in a particular manner? We ask others, why you are getting angry? Have you ever asked the question to yourself, why I am getting angry? We sometimes say, why should you feel so sad about this? But have you asked the same question to ourselves? Why I feel sad? Why I am agitated? What makes me angry? What are the inner processes that control my behavior? We must learn to ask this question to ourselves. Because this is never taught in the classrooms otherwise. If you don't take that particular subject, it is not a general subject. To get updated on interpersonal relations, mentoring students, and their mental health challenges, and mentoring practices, we have to get updated. We have to seek feedbacks and opportunities for professional growth. Unfortunately, after this COVID sessions, I believe, most of us are more fond of online sessions, where the feedback is very limited. Even when I talk to you all, I don't understand whether you listen to this, whether you understand this, what is your response, what is your feedbacks. If you have any questions, I have a lot of limitations, especially when a subject like this is discussed. It is more about emotions. It is more about the inner world. It is more about the internal process that we are handling. But how can we share that on an online platform, online session? And our learning also is mostly through technology. Where do you get the feedback from? Where do you understand the options connected to every bit of knowledge? And continuously, we must learn from our success stories as well as challenges. And also, I feel our self-management should include time and energy management. Nowadays, everybody says, no time. Time is there. Only thing is we don't know how to prioritize that. We don't know how to manage our own energy of fatigue, totally burnout. By the evening, I just want to lie down for some time. What happens to your energy? We must learn something about time and energy management for ourselves. We must learn to prioritize tasks and avoid overcommitment. We have 24 hours and we have 24 hours only. Everybody knows that. Plan what we can do in this 24 hours. That is the work for the day. You cannot over without sufficient resources. You cannot plan it so big to complete in a small time. It is not possible. And maintain a healthy work-life balance is now an everyday discussion point. We get several invitations to talk about work-life balance. It is more about your perspective of your own life, how you want to live, what you want to achieve, what are the values you carry forward, what are your own objectives, what do you want to do with your time. And please understand, time is just lifespan. The sum total of the time that we are talking about is our own life, what you want to do with our life. Then you can divide that into years, months, days, hours, minutes, or seconds. First is life only. Understand or adopt a more different perspective about life. That is required. That is when work-life balance happens. Manage family, to manage children, to spend time with our friends, investing time on our passionate things. It's all part of planning our life and schedule time for rest, reflection, and renewal. Sometimes let us introspect. What all changes I must bring into my life? What all new things that I must adopt in my life? What can I do better? What did I do wrongly? We have to find some time for reflections also. So when you address your personal being, which we call self-management, that helps you a lot in taking up different roles in life. As a teacher, I always believe that we must be a high-tech teacher today, brilliant teacher, respected and admired, very familiar with technology, the latest knowledge and updates. Yes. At the same time, we are dealing with students or human beings. We need to be high-touch teacher as well. We have to be more compassionate. We have to understand their world. Then we will be remembered with gratitude. High-tech teacher as well as high-touch teacher. And everything starts with how much you love yourself. How better your life should be. What is your thinking? How you want to improve your own life. Then each and every roles that you take in life, that also will be addressed. This is one part. When I go to the second part, my primary question would be, are you partial or impartial to students? Partial or impartial? And most of us will answer, I am impartial to students. I deal with each and every student equally. And another perspective could be, you have to deal each and every child separately because they have different talents, they have different emotional world, they have different type of intelligence, they have different problems, they have different needs. Understanding each and every child as an individual, to be addressed as an individual. Now this would be the role for the teacher. Otherwise, the knowledge is available to all of them equally. The same website they go, or same question you ask to AI, it can provide them with a similar or same answer. But the child or student is different. Each and every person is unique and different. When we are able to address them as unique and different, then only we can help the student. Second part is the stress and burnout that we talk about, and academic pressure that the student is facing. These are some data available. Over 13,000 students die by suicide every year in India, NCRB data. Tier 2 and Tier 3 engineering colleges, which educate more than 80% of India's engineering students, face significant mental health challenges, not for the college, but among the students. 29% to 35% of engineering students screen positive for clinical depression. In private self-financing colleges, 52% of students experience moderate to severe anxiety. Anxiety and depression are considered to be basic mental health challenges, especially after COVID and all. The anxiety level has gone up. And 16% of students in these institutions suffer from extremely severe clinical anxiety among the 52%. Meaning, they require some kind of medication or treatment or help. This data is alarming, isn't it? And some more data, if I can put. Between 2019 and 23, over 100 students suicides across IITs, IIMs, NITs, and similar institutions. Over the past 2 decades, over 160 student deaths across IIT. Maybe we have some teachers from these institutions also. Maybe the data, this is available in the internet from some studies. A huge number, isn't it? Why this is happening? Some reasons they provide is, one is brilliance feel isolated. When a brilliant student, most of the brilliant students who aspire for engineering, they join these kind of institutions. And they might have different ways of thinking. Is it being appreciated always? Or we want to fix them to our own metrics? Loneliness is a challenge for them. Cultural shock on campuses. Children come from different backgrounds, different places. This cultural shock they're experiencing in different institutions. When you think about the education till the +2 level and the education that we plan for the professional colleges, it's a sudden shift from the pressure of the entrance exam, entrance coaching. The competition is still there, but the freedom they enjoy immediately after this. The financial strain, the awareness about their financial strain. All these are considered to be reasons. Now, I had an experience once. Somebody who was teaching in an IIT, is a maths teacher, doctorate and postdoc from abroad in maths. He wrote to me, he sent me some letters. I am running an NGO also by name Atma Foundation. Few times he wrote and we got connected. And one day he told me that I want to come and meet you. Welcome. It was a very happy occasion to meet somebody from the IIT, a reputed person. He came here and he told me that particular year, 24 students failed in maths. He was teaching the first year students maths. And he was telling me, I want to resign and I want to teach somebody who is interested in maths. I don't want this job anymore. A postdoc from abroad, IIT teacher. And he was telling me, I want to teach somebody interested in maths. And you can imagine How many of them will specialize in maths after IIT? They have joined this. This is only a system. As part of the system, they learn sometimes mathematics. Other subjects are there, and they have already decided what they should be specialized in. This kind of pressure is for the teachers also. Then weight of expectation. In the constant competitive race, the expectation about the students is also very high on them, and how much pressure that could create in them. And absorbing knowledge, producing results, always a pressure for them. We say, okay, you concentrate on the entrance exam. After this, you can relax a little bit. But when they join the colleges, do we allow them to relax? And many feel that there is no time to just be. When I went to a college for the entry-level training program, one girl who was there, she told me, I never wanted to be here. I wanted to be a singer. I am mostly interested in literature. My parents, one of them is a great singer. I want to be a singer. But I am the engineering college. By the time her introduction is over, she started crying. I have met several people like this. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to negotiate their needs with their elders or seniors or parents. They don't know how to communicate their needs clearly. There are several. And absorbing knowledge and producing result, the pressure continues with no time to just be themselves. And high IQ is not a solution for mental health challenges. People with high IQ can also face, is possible to face such kind of challenges. Recently, during the COVID time and all, we found a lot of people committing suicide, from celebrities, doctors, civil service personnel, other professionals. Their IQ level is not that bad. But why they decide to end their lives? Enough is enough, I want to quit. Why this is happening? And when we discuss stress and burnout, stress is usually termed like this. Usually results from excessive demands or pressure. Feeling overwhelmed, anxious, and pressured. Sense of urgency and over-engagement. Still believes they can regain control. May improve with rest, support, or a solution of a problem. But when that reaches the burnout stage, it results from prolonged and managed stress over time. We don't understand the child is going through that stage. The student is going to that stage. Some stress is always there. This is our simple answer. But prolonged and managed stress over time can create a different scenario. It can create emotional exhaustion, detachment, loss of motivation. They stop communicating with the others. Total withdrawal can happen. And that can create hopelessness, cynicism, and disengagement among the students. It's not only the students, anybody can face that kind of situation. Feels that nothing they do will make a difference. Hopeless, we call it, no? Anything that will not work for me. There is no escape from this. And burnout stage usually requires deeper recovery, changes in workload, environment, or coping patterns. I have had several experiences. I have also advised the students, you quit the present institution or course. Think about a change. I'll share you one experience. One engineering college student, their parents are celebrities. His parents are celebrities. First year they joined 5 or 6 exams. Only one cleared. The rest is gone. The parents brought him for counseling. When I talked to him, he was telling, I'm not interested in this. I don't want to be there. But parents says, okay, we got the management. It is a prestigious institute. It is one of the best. We had paid this much. However, he must just complete that. Let him complete that. But he said, when I spoke to him personally, I asked him, what are your interests then? Tell me. He said, I'm interested in football. Good. Then I enjoy writing. Yes. I wanted to be a journalist. These are his three interests. And he is now in an engineering college. First year, 5 or 6 papers, only one cleared. I talked to the parents. I told them, listen, one option is he can opt or he can join the course that he wants to. Then he might celebrate his learning. It's a possibility. Parents said it is not going to happen. We have already invested this much. We have paid this much. Let him complete it. Then he can do whatever he wants. They went back. After 3 more years, final year, again this boy was bought. At that time, he has a huge beard. He was not interested in taking bath. And he was addicted to what you call some substances. And he was brought here. Immediately, we had to admit him in a psychiatric ward. He underwent treatments. At that time, his scoring rate was the same one paper that was cleared in the first year. Nothing more. And he was admitted to the psychiatric ward. 2 weeks, he came out. Then again, parents had a self-counseling for him. They said, please complete the course. Just pass however you pass it. And you can take your options. He said, okay, then only one thing can help me. I will go to the college and stay with my friends in the hostel. Simple. Parents, okay, however you have to. They sent him back to the college. Again, he got addicted. When coming back home, sometime his bike had an accident. Both the legs were operated and he was taken home. He was lying down there. This is one part of the story. The second part, at that time, the Asian football was going on in Trivandrum. It was to happen. When he was lying down on the cot with the plaster around the leg, he used to watch European soccer. And he used to write blogs about each and every match. And one day he got a call from some reputed mass media house. And they asked him to cover this matches going to happen in Trivandrum for their magazines after reading his blogs. And he was transported to Trivandrum in a car. They gave them hotel rooms, every facilities. And he reported that he got 2 lakhs as remuneration for almost 10 to 12 days. 2 lakhs as remuneration. I just gave two sides of the same story. Same person who had some other interest and how the parents compelled him. And the opportunities exist in different fields of life. Though this is not the topic of discussion today, but the person behind these experiences, since he could go to his interest area, he could succeed. And the offer he got, the mass media house told him, okay, you come to England, we will sponsor you for your post-graduation. But at that time also, he was only a +2 level student because nothing more happened after going to the college. So that's an example how the child being there without any interest, going to substance abuse, how when he found his interest, how he could succeed. Several examples we used to discuss and we used to hear. The burnout can happen to anybody. The continuous stress without hope, without proper effort, it can happen. But how do we understand the child is going to heavy stress and going towards burnout? Any physical symptoms like this can be reported, like headaches, muscle tension, fatigue, sleep disturbance, increased heart rate, digestive problems. Many of such physical issues can have a root of stress. And most of the doctors today, they also give a tension reliever along with other medicines. Actually, the student must have, or that person must have gone to the psychiatrist directly. Emotional symptoms like anxiety, irritability, restlessness, feeling overwhelmed, mood swings, depressive, all these can be results of stress. Cognitive level, difficulty concentrating, lack of focus issues, racing thoughts, continuous, non-stop thoughts, constant worrying, forgetfulness. All these can be results of stress. And behavioral issues like procrastination. They don't do their work properly. Overeating or loss of appetite, increased use of caffeine, nicotine, alcohol, and other substances, total withdrawal, over sexual activities. All these can be behavioral symptoms of such stress. But how do we understand? We mostly see the behavioral issues or cognitive issues. Other things we don't have time to inquire also. That is where I said we have to be partial to each and every students. We must also have an individual care plan for each and every student facing these kind of challenges. We cannot have a common guideline or common practice for them. And if the stress level further increases, chronic fatigue, frequent illness, sleep problems, the diseases will come. It will happen actually. All the symptoms will be there. Persistent aches and pains. At emotional level, feeling emotionally drained, loss of enthusiasm or passion, sense of helplessness or hopelessness, cynicism, cognitive level, difficulty concentrating. This increases with the stress increase, reduced productivity, feeling ineffective, even after putting in a lot of efforts, it need not be effective. Lack of creativity or initiative, behavioral detachment from work, studies, even friends they will withdraw from. Avoidance of tasks, increased absenteeism, social withdrawal. All these symptoms can be a result of stress and burnout. Why this happens among students? Common. One thing is academic pressure. I will come back to that again. Career uncertainty. We hear a lot of success stories and everybody want to be there. Is it possible? Career uncertainty. Family expectations. I could not be a doctor, so you be a doctor, please. If my dream I have to fulfill through my son or daughter, expectations are too high sometimes. Social and relationship issues can create stress. Now it is increasing, no? Relationship issues. Most of the parents bring their children here, no? Due to love affair. So that boy is not good, sir. Please advise her. That girl is not that good, sir. Please advise him. Relationship issues. We don't know how much that affects that person in relationship. For us, it is only a discussion point. And they at that time feel it is life. Relationship challenges can create heavy stress. It can result in suicides. It can result in attacking the other person. Then information overload from WhatsApp to all the social media or all the media, internet, information overload. It can be confusing sometimes. It can be pressurizing sometimes. And comparison with others, from Elon Musk to Bill Gates to Adani to Ambani to, we know their details. How, what is the square feet of their palace? How much money they earn? How much money they spend? What is the price of their dress? Everything we know. And that is our standard that we have set. They must be at that level. And most of the time they want to achieve that in fantasies. It is not a real effort. In fantasy, to build a palace, we can have it in a few seconds. But in reality, even to build a toilet, it takes time. We have to build it brick by brick. A large percentage of our youngsters now want to succeed in fantasies. They want to make money. Some way or other, I will make money. Some way or other, I will achieve. So there should be a system. That system has to be respected. They have to reach their target by planning. They have to reach there through efforts, efficiency, and poor work-life balance. All the time, the parents or others compelling the student to study, study, study. What else? What about the others, other things? When they reach 9th standard, parents will ask them, okay, stop dancing. Dance classes, you stop. Music classes, you stop. Don't go for cricket or football. And there are others who encourage this also. That is a reality, but majority fall in the other category. And lack of emotional support. When we spend more time on the social media, the digital space, we miss the real people around us. Emotional support, where does that come from? Does the emotional support come from the internet, the social media? Does it come from there? Even we forward messages without reading that, isn't it? Even we send likes or shares without going into the content. We don't have time to watch the whole video. Before that, we forward that, and people are happy. And when few people succeed in such fields, many people want to succeed. And some, they want to succeed with fantasy methods. And perfectionism, pressure of perfectionism is a big thing. And fear of failure. All these can be reasons for increasing stress, burnout. And what are the effects? We saw the symptoms, we saw the reasons, effects. Basic mental health issues, anxiety, depression, and emotional exhaustion. Mood fluctuations can happen. Self-harm, suicide tendencies can happen. Loss of confidence and self-esteem is common. Academic decline and dropout risk is there. Unfortunately, we note this situation only when some academic decline happens. When they fail, we start thinking about that. Before that, all this anxiety, depression, or loss of confidence, lot of symptoms might have happened. But we focus on the academic performance. Chronic fatigue and health problems, sleep disturbances, social isolation, relationship difficulties. It's a big challenge for them. And reduced motivation, creativity, and resilience. Naturally, as a result, poor career outcomes and early workplace burnout. They are trained to be stressful, or they are accustomed with the burnout process. So in the career also, they face challenges. Again, sorry. Symptoms of burnout. We saw that. Major reasons we saw. Effects we saw. And how can we reduce this academic pressure? That is one core thing. Now we are focusing on students as a group. Need to change perspectives about classroom learning. Now the learning is not happening in the classroom itself. Classroom alone. And quantity of knowledge and quality of knowledge is different. How much assignments they do, how much homework they do. And there are professional agencies nearby colleges to prepare assignments for them. And how do they benefit? And most of the centers, I understand, are run by the dropouts, earlier dropouts. They run assignment centers. They use the AI in a better manner and they create assignments for the students. So quantity and quality, we have to have a rethinking. Quality of education, preparing them for the future is more important. And how much practice they do with, or the quantity they take up will not, or sometimes do not ensure the quality. And there should be more orientation on the purpose. It is not the immediate gains, immediate results, or a particular percentage of mark in a particular exam or assignment. That is not all. They have to have a purpose in life. They have to move towards that, and we must help them set their directions properly. Of course, we have to encourage creativity and innovation. Even take the case of engineering graduates. Most of them are employed by non-graduates, other people from other fields. Hello. Yeah. Encouraging creativity and innovation so that they become an entrepreneur, they become a leader, they start something new. They can create job opportunities for many. That also has to be an orientation. Overall, should the learning or education be a pressure or pleasure? The student want it to be a happy occasion, but we pressurize them to learn. We believe that pressure alone will motivate them. It is like sending a dog behind a person running. He might increase the speed. And when he increase the speed and dog running behind, if we shout that it's a mad dog, run faster, some people might run even faster. But some people will also collapse when hearing this. The stress tolerance level is different for different people. Sometimes, and the response to that stress also could be different. So instead of pressure, can learning become a happy occasion? You look at the students or youngsters who play on the ground. They play from morning to even till evening. They play cricket, they play football. And after that, they come back very happy. They enjoy that day. And when they sit with the book in the hand for half an hour, 1 hour, they feel fatigue. They are bored. They are tired. And which is the heavier task, playing on the ground or studying a book, depending on the attitude. Can we go back and help the student invest their interest in what they are going to do from the early stages? Are they really interested? Are they really doing that for themselves? Or are they trying to please the system? Or are they trying to please their parents or teachers? It is not for the teacher, it should be for the student. If they are able to invest their interest first, then the thing will be different. Then any amount of effort will not make them tired, will not stress them out. The interest investment is most important. You might have seen this time management metrics, right? Important and urgent, not important, urgent. Where do we focus? Do we communicate the importance of a task or assignment? Or do we pressurize with the urgency of the task or assignment? Do we teach the student to work based on the importance of each and every assignment? Or the urgency can always create pressure for them. Importance, they will work at their pace. They will create a strategy. But when urgency came, their faculties fail sometimes. They are pressurized to complete the task on time. It's a pressure on them. You know about this, but focus on this. Time management is very important for the student as well. When we talk about mentoring, the role of teachers or how we can help our students. A teacher must graduate to a mentor. A teacher must grow to be a mentor for the student. Now it is the time for mentoring. It is no more teaching. It is no more sharing knowledge. It is no more just facilitation. You have to work with the student, individually understanding the student, caring, taking or understanding their personal needs, understanding their personal limitations. Mentoring is all about developing human resources. It becomes their responsibility, that learning becomes the responsibility of the students. In an ideal classroom, that should be the situation. It is not the responsibility of the teacher. It is no more spoon feeding. Mentoring is guiding and encouraging others in their personal quest for growth through learning. Invoke them, inspire them towards growth. Inspire them, encourage them to realize their own potential. Then let them take their personal journey. We don't know where they are going, what the future has kept for themselves. We don't know. It is not to our past that they are making this journey. Investing time, energy, and personal know-how to assist the growth and ability of another person. That is mentoring. It is not that we are completing our duty. It is not that we are preparing notes or we are preparing, researching for guiding them. It's not that. It's the effect is we are investing our life, our time, our energy, and personal know-how to assess the growth and ability of our students, mentees. We take responsibility, we invest. And it will be a stimulating journey of self-discovery for us and development which provides opportunities for personal fulfillment achievement. That is how a teacher gets satisfaction. When we become contented, that is how we become contented. We feel, okay, I have done this. I have changed the life of another human being. I have played God to another person. It's such an interesting journey when we start walking with them. We talk about great teachers. And unfortunately, great teachers are termed when their disciples or students become great. Through them, the teacher is known. No. There are several students who are guided by these kind of mentors. If this mentor was not there, that child wouldn't have even existed now. There are a lot of such great teachers. They had taken the responsibility of mentoring their students. This is the kind of world that we are facing. All technology. So I like this picture. I think I was not on but downloaded. Many children also think like that. And when we address each and every child is different. Every student is different. And the secret of understanding people, 3 points, just remember this. Everybody live in their own world. Do you agree to this? We think in the classroom there are 100 students or 50 students or 60 students. Each one is living in their own world, their emotional world, their past, their experience, everything is different. And we want to take them forward from this point, understand where they live. And everybody speak their own language. It is not talking that I am talking about. That is how they behave, how they feel, how they think is their language. This language is formulated from their experiences of their world. It could be different for different students. And everybody use their own logic. Even to fail, they have their own logic. Even to be absent in the class, they have their logic. If we have to intervene, if we have to help them, understand their logic first. Understand their language. Understand their word. When you understand only, the student gives you permission to enter into their world. And when we enter into their world only, we will be able to help them. Average, which group will be the larger? Focused, maybe 20-25% is focused. They want to achieve, they know what to achieve, they know how to go there, and they are already putting in the right effort. Then there is a larger group, say 30-40%. They live in the fantasy world. They want to achieve it in somehow or other. They are not willing to put in the effort. They are not acquiring the skills, efficiency to achieve that, but they want to achieve. And the larger group is mediocre. This is where we can really intervene. The focused will anyway achieve, but the mediocre, if we can provide the right kind of mentorship, if we can provide the right kind of relationship, if we can provide the right kind of guidance, more people from the mediocre group will join the focused group. That is where the teacher's role is. The fantasy world, okay, sometimes we are helpless. We cannot go play God to everybody, right? But the mediocre, if we understand them properly, if we can hook their interest, when we are committed to them, if they understand that we are committed and they start seeking help from us, more from the mediocre group will join the focus group. That is where the teacher's role is. And understanding his student in terms of performance is not enough. Usually we grade a child based on their performance. What is the mark percentage? A student from completing 10th standard, 12th standard, we immediately ask them how many A plus you have. Other than what do we know about the student? But there are other areas we should focus and we should understand. How do they perceive this world? We have to understand this. They have prejudices. They might have prejudices. They might have had some experiences and they will be carrying that filters along with them. And what motivates the student? There sometimes we tell, okay, you are interested in that. Why you are not interested in this? Find out what motivates them when they are doing. I had an experience once in a college. I was doing induction program for the first years. Suddenly, half of the class disappeared during the lunch time. There were around 100, 160 students. Half of them disappeared. Then the principal got so disturbed. Next day, when the students came, he asked them, all of them, to come and meet me and get a letter from me that they bunked the class. And they should say again, he got insulted, no? He invited a guest and the students bunking the class. The principal got so worried and he asked the students to come and meet me, get the letters from me. When they came here, some of them, initially I asked them, okay, you did not arrive. Was the class so boring? They said, no, sir, sorry, sir. No, no, just tell me why you bunked the class. They said, one of our classmates met with an accident and he got admitted in the hospital. And he was there for about 2, 3 months. And all of them, when they heard this news, immediately all of them rushed to the hospital. The principal got so offended. But I told them, this is the quality you all need today. You are human beings. No? You love that friend. You went there, you gave them blood and everything. I am okay if you bunk your classes. You did that for a better thing. Understand their world. Do you think they did something bad? Now we can have interpretations like they should have told this early. That is different. They are at the age of 18 to 20 years. They behaved in that particular manner. Can we understand their world is the big question. Learning how the student's performance is changed through experience. Does he apply the knowledge properly or just acquiring the knowledge? Does the learning change his behavior, his approach, thinking? Understand the student in terms of thinking, how the student solves the problems. He has the capacity or not. Understand them. Intelligence. What is the type and style of intelligence? There are different types of intelligence. No, you might have also heard about that. What is the particular? Somebody will be good in mathematics. Somebody will be good in language. Somebody will be good in drawing, or somebody will be good in singing. Different type interpersonal relations, intrapersonal relations, research type. Different type of intelligence are there. Understand the child in these steps. How the child feels or relates. The word child is used for all of us. This is important. How I feels. You take your husband, your wife, all these questions you can ask to yourself. How she behaves in that particular manner. What motivates him? What motivates her? Understand people. Ask all these questions. It is not just performance. What you achieve is something different. That is also important. But emotions are also important. Beliefs. Many of the students don't believe in themselves. They don't believe in others. They don't believe in teachers. They don't believe in colleges. First, we have to address that belief system. Many people who come for counseling, middle-aged people, I ask them, do you like yourself? They will immediately say, no, I don't like. You have to start from there. From belief level, we have to create the changes. That is deeper in us. At least believe that I can, then you will attempt. And if you believe that you cannot, you will not even attempt. Have we created that belief in our students that he too can succeed? He too can be an achiever. Have we created this? The challenges I need not explain, you all know. Citizens who live in the cities, now netizens who live in the net addiction disorder, no mobile phone, no more phobia. Several countries have started their internet de-addiction centers. Physical, mental, social health affected. Emotional, start from the sleep disorder, eating disorder, depression and mood issues, anxiety-related issues, mood fluctuations. See, we are living in this kind of a world. Here, to create a relationship also is difficult. And the teacher's role becomes more important. that we have to create a relationship. If we are not able to engage with our students, how can we change their behavior, their attitude? All these are today big challenges for the students. We must have seen the symptoms, but we don't understand the gravity of the problem. Screen abuse, substance abuse, sexual abuse, and the self-harming behavior. All these kind of challenges need proper intervention. Sometimes the teacher can help, sometimes a professional can help, and sometimes they need the support of medication and a psychiatrist. All these are challenges that we face. And focusing on our role is not a police role. It is not about crime and punishment. We are there to help our students for their learning and growing. And what we can do is listen, 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 observe, understand them, and express that we understand them. I am with you is the greatest message a teacher can give a student in distress. I am with you. You are not alone. If you are not able to study well, I will help you. If you have some other challenges, let us address together. I will discuss with you. Don't take charge of their lives, but just be nearby, sit with him, discuss whatever challenges he has to face. Okay. When I am also there, we can together see what we can do. There is time for everything. Sometimes don't rush. We are so eager. We are so worried about the goodwill of the institution, goodwill of the department. It is there. The same time, the student also is there. Sometimes, at least, think for the student. So, from their side, we have heard a lot about empathy, that particular word. Being in the other person's shoe is the terminology they use. But before going there, remove your own shoes, your prejudices, remove that. Understand their world. Sometimes you may have to wait a little. Let us see what we can do. And create that interest in the student. Understand what motivates them. Challenge their beliefs. Be with them is a big challenge. And finally, the teacher's role. Connect or create the relationship with the student. That can conduct. Conduct the business or teaching, learning process has to be conducted. Without connect, the student is not available to you. Create that connect. Then conduct that at their space. So it is not about right and wrong. It is not to criticize them. It is not to judge them. It is only to help them. Sometimes we may have to wait till they allow us to intervene. It is about priorities, help them setting priorities, help them create their own future track. It is about effective communication. And again, without connect, you cannot communicate. Communication is the feedback we receive. It is not that I have communicated everything. I know when I ask you what you give back, feedback as a feedback, that is the real communication I have made. I don't know. I don't see the video, so I don't know any clue. I don't have any clue about what I am communicating to you because I am not getting the feedback. I have made a structure. I am sharing that part of my knowledge. It's only part of the work. How you understand this, how you take it is more important. Your perception also could be different. I come from a helping profession. As a counselor, I am talking to you. Whoever I have seen, and what are the possibilities of reaching out to them, to connecting with them. Lot of stories I have directly heard. Children's response to their stress. If a proper support at the right time, how it would have saved sometimes lives. I have heard about that. That is why I insist on this. Be compassionate to your student. Treat them individually. Mentoring is a helping relationship, has concern for well-being of the mentee. And it's continuous and consistent. It is not either you take it or go. No, it has to be continuous and consistent. Follow up. If they make some contracts, some promises to us, follow it up and find out what are the difficulties for them to complete that promise. No, don't, without blaming them, without criticizing them, listen to them. If you can be there, always walk with him throughout the journey. Maybe 4 years, maybe 4.5 years. And sometimes, if they understand your value, even after their college years, they'll come back to you for guidance. That is the value of mentoring. And they're convinced that their life would have been different if you were not in their life. They'll come back to you. When they understand your value, they'll come back to you. And you get an opportunity to guide them, continue them. And please believe me, the mentee alone is not benefiting from this. The mentor also benefit. The satisfaction we get when we save one person from disaster, that is enough sometime for us. I have had several experiences. One day, one boy called me around 12:30 night, and he spoke to me for about half an hour. I was sleeping. I woke up and spoke to him. I never knew the value. He spoke about so many things. I responded. I was genuine and I gave him 100% of my time. But the next day, by afternoon, a car came to my office with this boy and their parents. And they were so grateful for the child, the help the child received, that boy received. And he was telling me he was standing near the on the railway track near Ottapalam railway station when he was talking to me. At that moment, that simple help from my side, my sleep is broken. I can be angry with somebody who is calling me in the midnight, but I was available to him, and that saved a life. That is enough sometimes for my life satisfaction. Because of me, somebody is alive today. Because of me, somebody succeeded in life. Because of me, it is not an individual person, it is a family. Sometimes it's a community. And how do we know how much contribution he will make to this community? We all have this kind of opportunity in our life. So have compassion, commitment, and competency to ensure the growth of our students. You can be a teacher, you can be a friend, you can be a guide, you can be a role model. The summary of what I have told, nothing works if we are not engaged with adolescents. And engagement takes time. Invest that time with efficiency. Knowledge part, anytime we all can have access equally from the internet. But this has to be a constant practice to grow as a mentor. Engage and be aware of negative behaviors. It will be there. Still look for and strengthen positives. That is our role. The students will have their own problems, their own challenges, their own issues to address. And they will be influenced by the peer group. They will be influenced by the media. They will be influenced by substances. They will be influenced by money. A lot of things will be there. But sometimes a good mentor is much valuable than everything else. Because we are ensuring their better future. When the mentee understands this, they understand the value of the mentor. Help them make better academic decisions, realistic career goals, and foundation for the future. This is the role of the mentor. And if we get an opportunity and we get connected to the children, as I told. Most irritating to accept, advising or moralizing, blaming and judgments, comparison, or discounting and ignoring. Avoid all this. Understand them as a respectable person. Each person is different. You go to the first standard, no, in the school first standard, you go there, you ask the children, how many of you consider yourself as good? Most of them will raise their hands. All of them will raise their hands. You go to the fifth standard, ask them, how many of you think that you are good? Half of them will raise their hands. You go to 8th standard or 9th standard, maybe 20% will raise their hands. You go to 11th or 12th, nobody will be there, raise their hands sometimes. Who gave them this message? The teacher can give you are okay message, and similarly, many teachers give them you are not okay message also. I read about an interesting study where they say almost 30% of the inmates in mental asylums, they reach there because of the deficiencies in parenting, it seems. 30% of the mental patients, in normal language, they reach the mental asylums because of the wrong intervention of their parents. Sometimes we also do that. Understand they are looking for their future. They are growing. They might commit mistakes, but never give a you are not okay. Their action could be unacceptable for us. Something they do, we cannot accept that. That is different. But accept the person and defend their action. That is a possibility. This you are not okay message sometimes. They read it as I am not destined to live. Suicide is a big challenge. That is one thing. Equally important is substance abuse, addiction to digital media, mobile, lot of things, almost everything increasing in their lives. So we need more mentors, more understanding from the mentors, and more creative intervention from the mentors. I will stop here. Balance time. If possible, we will devote for some interactions, your comments, your observations. Questions also welcome. If I have the answer, I will share, or we can ask the AI after some time. Whatever I have told, it is not just theory. This is what I had been practicing in my whole life. Connect with them, understand their world, their logic, their language. Wait for the right time when they invite, get into their world and change their world. Everything is not to be changed. Every behavior is not to be changed. It may be apt for their age, their stage in life. Okay, allow that. It may not be acceptable for us. Leave it. Let them live in their own world. Wherever possible, help them grow, achieve, succeed, and let them contribute to this world in their own way. So thank you very much. A big thank you to Shripati team. So if we have time, if you are interested, I don't mind a discussion also. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, can you please stop sharing?
Hello?
Sir, can you stop the sharing screen?
Okay, okay.
Yes. On behalf of the Department of Applied Science and Humanities, CMAT, I extend my sincere gratitude to Mr. C.K. Suresh for his valuable contribution to this FDP session. Thank you, sir. So let's wind up the session.